playing hardball in this game, every once in a while you're going to lose. And businesses are free to pick and choose. It is the
Free
ultimate
market.
right you have. It is a free market, and if you get a better offer elsewhere, it is incumbent. I mean, imagine you're a shareholder and you're saying, hey, wait a second, we just did this buyout. Why are we maintaining an additional duplicate corporate office in
And that would
Florida?
come up at the board at the first opportunity.
Exactly. Some activist shareholder, some Carl Icahn who just bought a piece of the thing to try to increase
Right.
cash flow or stock value. Do we really need a second corporate office down in Florida? And someone says, well, we got all these tax incentives, and it would be unfair to leave. And the next question would be, well, do we have financial obligation to them or contractual obligation? The answer is no. And then it's like, okay, then what are we doing?
Because what's the bottom line? Literally, the bottom line is do what's best for the shareholders.
And I mean that's the whole purpose of a business is not to create jobs. It's not to satisfy local politicians. It is to generate a return for the shareholders. Period.
Exactly, exactly. And listen, I mean, from a don't be Florida, don't be anyone, don't be any government. One would think, and maybe sometimes it exists, but if you're going to dole out $5 million in tax incentives or more, like I don't know what legally to call it, like a recapture clause, like if you leave the state 15 minutes after you get the money, you always you got to pay us back. I mean, one would think there would be clauses in there. I don't know. I'm just like thinking out loud.
Yeah. I would think so. It would be smart, or maybe that's the thing to think about next time, right?
Yeah, but you smart and government, you know.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I
Right. No,
mean,
that's an interesting. I saw that and I thought, you know what? That's an interesting topic.
I think it's very interesting, and I don't know about you, but I love these office supply company or stores, like going in there and buying paper and whatever. But okay, wait, Jessica from the people. Okay, it went away, popped out on the
Oh
I
no!
love.
What she said was she said this is from the people that brought us Sunrail. Jess, what's Sunrail?
It's I guess like the train that's supposed to make commuting to, I don't know, like to work easier or some stupid crap. No, I haven't seen anybody use it yet, but they spent a lot of money on it and it was, touted by the government. So there you
Does
go.
it exist? I mean, did they build it? Is it there?
Yeah, after like a bajillion years, yeah, they finally built it with the when Charlie Crist was governor. They started it when
Oh,
they got the
Charlie
money
Crist.
from
We could do a whole
Obama.
show on him. So
Yeah.
where does it start and end? I mean, where does it run?
Oh man, I know it's supposed to go all the way to Tampa from North Orlando, but I don't know exactly where it is.
Which is roughly what, 300 miles, 200 miles?
Not even. I think it's probably less than 200 miles.
Okay.
But it's a yeah, it's not even done being built yet. They're still building it, but it's cost a lot of money. I know that much.
Is it the kind of thing like the California high
See,
speed rail?
exactly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the high speed rail thing.
So
I
there's
don't know.
federal government, there's local government money
Mhm.
involved,
Yep.
um, no private businesses whatsoever. Oh, Dan just sent us a link for the Sunrail.
Yeah, I was just getting
Dan,
it too.
Dan
Thank you.
scores
He beat
again.
me to it. Here.
Oh, that's very funny. I can't see what there isn't a link here to show what the distances are, but
That's
it
okay.
basically runs north south from just below Orlando to north of Sanford.
Yeah, that's as
Sanford.
far as they've gotten it done now. And
What
it
should go all the way down to Miami or whatever eventually if they're going to do it.
well, they said that it's gonna go towards Tampa. Like it's gonna follow the I-4 area or something. I don't know. It's just
Um,
I mean, I haven't seen anybody use it. It's kind of retarded.
so how's
Well,
the what's the
it's like
latest?
in California, you've got these all of the, there's subways in Los Angeles, and then there's above rail lines, and then some of them run parallel to the freeways, and it's
Yeah.
just stunning to be driving down the freeway and look over there. And you see, I mean, that there was hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars spent moving houses, building all of this stuff, and
Right.
there's a 12-car train hurtling down the center of the freeway, and there's like 8 people on it.
Yeah.
See, that's ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
the interesting thing of that. That's exactly what I see here with that stuff. But
Speaking of trains, you guys, when I was in France, I forget what they called it, but the bullet train is they have them in Japan, other places. I rode that thing from Paris down to the wine country,
Oh yeah.
and they have various places in the cars. They have like speedometers to show you how fast you're going.
Okay.
That thing hit 187 miles an hour.
Really?
that is super
And you-
cool.
And you would have thought you were in an airplane because my uncle was a welder. He said they weld the tracks together on those things as opposed to bolt them together like they do here. Hear that clackety clack thing?
Oh yeah.
You had no idea you were going that fast.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, you could look out the window and stuff was going crazy, but I've always been kind of fascinated by rail. So I don't know. Anyway.
well, that's the idea of what they're wanting to do in Central California. The
Right.
problem is they do not have enough money to get new tracks, so they're going to use all of the existing tracks that's used
Ooh.
for commercial and industrial purposes.
Yeah, that won't create any problems.
That
Which
sounds
will,
really
well, the problem
dangerous.
is that it's going to dramatically limit the speed at which these trains can go. So they're
Right.
Mhm.
it's high speed at some point in the future, not high speed when the thing, if and when it actually ever happens.
Which is actually like taking a exotic sports car and putting a governor, as they called them, on the engine, right?
That's exactly right. It's like driving an M5 at 45 miles an hour.
I almost said BMW because I had an M5 actually, and every BMW imported into this country, I don't care if it can go 1,000 miles an hour. The number that pops into my brain is like 157. But there's a governor on
155.
155. Okay, on every BMW imported into this country.
Yeah, for
Interesting.
safety's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Anyway, I don't know, dude. Food stamps.
Oh, yeah.
Only Housem and I can transition from BMWs being governed at 155 miles an hour to food stamps.
Yeah.
But 39 months straight, dude, record.
46 million Americans. That is stunning.
And it's been that way for a long time. Well, we said 39 months, 46, it's 46 million. That is what? Almost 15% of the population.
Right. You know what? I'm Googling the numbers right now just to see how that compares to other countries. How many millions of people are in other countries? So talk for a second, because I want to see what the numbers are. What's 49 million?
46 million.
46 million.
What do you mean, what's 40?
Well, what would be a
an
okay,
equivalent in other countries?
yeah, okay, here we go right now. South Korea has 49 million. South Africa has 48. Spain has 47. Colombia. These are all the large countries. Poland has 38. Peru has 30. Saudi Arabia has 27.
These are all millions, right?
Yes, these are all countries. Australia has 22. So let's look at it another way. The amount of people in the United States on food stamps is double the amount of people that populate the entire country of Australia.
Well, but you could also, I mean, to be fair, you could say compare and contrast the populations of those countries. I'm going to sound like a person's name who we don't mention on the air anymore, but we both know that pesters the crap out of both of us on Facebook. could contrast that with we have 318 million people in this country as compared to their populations. But the thing that bothers me most about this is Obama. You listen to him, right? State of the Union, wherever, you would think it's all rainbows and unicorns here.
Right. Right. When we have more people on food stamps than than huge countries across the world. I mean, Greece, for example, 10 million people in Greece. So we have more people than four
Right.
Greeces.
Okay, so you were doing the population of those countries,
The
not
population.
okay, my mistake. Um, Add those, if you will, and this list. Well, both of these categories intertwine, but we have 92 million people no longer in the workforce. Record high, 36 years and running. But for him to suggest that everything is great, I don't know. This has struck me as just another example, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is that? What is the I just saw something interesting about that. Um, the president doesn't talk about that in terms of, the progress that the country has made.
Well, no, and when he brags about unemployment rate, what is it now, 5.6 or whatever?
Yeah,
He
right.
does not ever mention, nor does the government. I mean, I don't blame him necessarily. The 92 million folks no longer in the labor force,
Yeah,
which
that
is not included in the calculation.
yes, exactly. And I suppose what it is, that goddamn George Bush.
Oh, okay. Jessica, do you have a beep thing?
Well, am I not allowed to
I
say
do
that?
not have a bleep button. Sorry.
I know. Let's not go there. We are not on delay, unfortunately. But anyway,
Sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is a record. It's funny thinking about the upcoming election, the 2016. I think that statistics like that, just point that out. There are, we're coming up on 4 years. We're coming up on 4 years of 46 million Americans on food stamps.
And you know what? From the progressives' perspective, and you know how I always do air quotes, this is progress, man. Because the more people we have beholden to the government, permanent underclass, that's a victory for them.
To be fair, Mike, you don't hear that though. You don't hear the president touting this figure. This
no,
figure
of course
doesn't
not.
exist.
No, but behind the scenes, they're clicking champagne glasses.
Right, because that's that many more bureaucrats, that many more government workers. That's
No,
that
it's
much
that
more.
many more people who vote Democrat because once, listen, you're being supported. You want the people to stay in office who support you.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is the agenda behind that is to build a reliance. And once that reliance is established, that voter is yours.
And the larger you build that permanent underclass, I mean, ideally, you want to build it to 50.1% and have all of them vote. Because
there you go.
Forever, you got it. All right, we got Soup. We're going to be back. This is the Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum. Looking forward to talking to Soup, Michael.
Absolutely, it's going to be great, and I'll send you a link. He wants to talk about how he got Brian Williams ousted, and
and again, let's not do the whole segment in Spanish, so at least I can participate. Okay. Do not call in. Listen to Soup and share this with your friends because we love Soup, and I hope Soup loves us. This is the Right Mics. Mike Miller and Michael Hausum, and we will be back with Soup.
Hi, this is Missy Bordias. Join me as I share my womanly bits on the Conservative Feminist Show, 11 p.m.